Why, hello there, gremlins and goblins alike. Shams Nelson here from Fantastic Anatomy, and today I wanted to draw the structure of a male figure, probably like a heroic one, so stereotypical fantasy poses and all that. And these are some examples of the warm-up sketches I did. Um, I'm going to talk about how to build up the structure in a really simple way, in a variety of ways, perhaps, but I'm going to make a video later about this where I'm going to be more organized and do the male and female and show 3 different ways because there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Um, but anyways, whatever. Let's just start drawing. So I think the best place to start is with the chest. And just to make, so in Fantastic Anatomy, the idea is not to overthink proportions while you're learning anatomy at first. So let's go ahead and stick with that. And so the chest area, and this is going to go down to, okay, actually this is the best way. So the chest area, see, I need to be more organized, and the pelvis area, and then there's a connector right here. And so I guess this is the bottom of the rib cage, so you could go like that if you want. And then the pecs are going to be just something like that. They actually will go over more edge, but anyways, I just wanted you to get an idea of what's going on here. And then the head, this is an interesting thing. It's kind of on the front, so this is a rib cage from the side, and the neck comes out. So this is the front, obviously, and see how it's like leaning towards you. So kind of make a circle like that. And I actually would just put the head first and then connect the neck. So we're not going to worry about proportion, but whatever. I'll just do a head like something like that. And think about how it connects. Okay. Um, 2 little circles for the deltoids. This comes down about here, but again, let's not worry about proportions, so let's make it a little longer. And then, so one thing I like to do here is that the bicep kind of closes in and the forearm comes in around it. And so big forearm like that is going to make someone seem really buff. So obviously, like I said, this one we're not going to worry about proportion. Little squares from the side like that. So let's make this one facing outwards, in which case it'll be wider. The thumb comes out a little more on the thumb side, and then the hand's a whole nother thing. So just some lines like that to show that it's a hand. From here, these come out and go down a little bit. And this is what I like to do here is create. Okay, so the knee is like this, and then these two kind of hug it like that, the same way that this kind of went into here. And another one you can do is, if you, it might help visualize, help with me, or no, just in general, I guess, whatever. Make this one piece, and then have the arms coming out. So one thing to do is, see, I made the chest a little too hot. I can tell that because the clavicle area is going to come across here. And then this whole thing should probably be the chest, because the chest is about a squarish shape for each. And then that's like kind of like that, okay? Here you've got the obliques. I know I'm jumping around, but I think it's better to jump around than to work on one area for drawing. So let's keep doing that. That's why I said I need to make a more organized one where I'll go straight down, but I just wanted to get some ideas out while they were fresh in my mind. So the deltoid attaches here and comes around like that. This is moving away from you in space like this. So let's put the shadows, pretend the shadows coming from here. So it's nice just to shade a few things. See, now that you have the obliques, this comes down here, and this would be moving away. From side view, we're looking at here. So these two are going to be dark, assuming the light is coming from above. And for the head, see, this is one thing I haven't figured out. So I like to do this. You know those mannequins that look like this? You've seen them in like every art store. Well, they have this head that kind of is like that. Well, I don't know how to describe it. It's that shape. So let's go ahead and do that for this guy. Found it's kind of an easier way to get the head roughly the proportion you want. And then from there, the Fantastic Anatomy method is to draw a little skull. And so then, like, now I know that this is too high. Anyways, then you just put the mouth and the nose. Alright, I'm not zoomed in enough for this. Okay, same thing here. There's a circle. So these come down like that, kind of like the forearms from thick to thin. And just like mess around. That's why I say don't worry about proportion. This one's too proportionate, so I'll do one that's not. And these things, I like to think of it. Actually, I think the easiest way is like that, like Ronald McDonald end of his shoe. There's either you can think of it a lot of ways, the foot, but like this kind of shape, so that when it comes more towards you, it's something like that. And then oops, the circle should be longer like that because that makes the heel. And you can connect and put some circles here. You know, and build out the foot that way. And then this comes around, wrapped around like that. If you recall. And it's higher on the inside than the outside, so this comes lower. Those are little details that I'm going to go through in a later video. But when I have notes written down and all that good stuff. This comes up to here. This comes up to there. So this is a plane going away. And yeah, so I think that's basically like shows the idea of what I'm talking about. Now let me do it like faster because I think it's best. I'll leave that up as and just so you know that the head would kind of be something like that. See, that's too far forward. Alright, focus. Alright, anyways. Alright, so let's do it faster. So then what I like to do is do like a light action line. And then just kind of build, like, I don't even think about what my action line is going to, like, what my pose is going to be at the end. I'm just kind of building it out. And then I remember the pelvis. So one thing to think is Contrapposto is always good. So if this, well, it's not always good, it's natural. So if this is going up, this is going down. Let's make this one going down away like this. So, and then this one's forward. And then remember there's the oblique. So since this is away, you know, that's going to be in the middle. So let's keep that like that. Circle for the arm. See, I made that too big, whatever. Circle for the arm. And then if you're trying to get the correct proportions at the bottom here, it's where it'll switch to the forearm. And it's a little wider on this side. And let's do this one. So let's just say that, okay. Alright, so we've got this turned away a little bit, so let's do this leg, or this leg should be the supporting leg. The one that's pointed up is actually the one that's supporting the body, so this one should be on solid ground. It would look weird if I made this one go out. Okay, so we've got the knee, and then this, and it's higher on the inside. Another circle, and the Ronald McDonald shoe, but I'm going to tone it down so it doesn't look so crazy. And then on this side, what if we have his leg bent? So remember now, this one is pointing more away, so that curve is going to be like that. Let's see, I'll zoom in for that. Anyways, I think you see this is like the top. So this is where the like apex, like right here, is the top center. That's the center. Anyways, I think you get what I mean. Okay. I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm gonna do it better in the next video. Alright, so let's say like that. Like, see, I don't even know how long this is until I'm drawing it. And so I'm like, okay, so it comes down to there. So how would the foot come out? Like something like that, maybe? This one seems too skinny, it's bugging me. So I probably could have made that longer, I don't know. Anyways, so that's a weird stance. And then maybe just put a rough skeleton. Alright, I don't know if that's the best way to do it when you're, unless you're like more zoomed in and you've already kind of gotten the angle of the head's going to be and all that stuff. So maybe just something like that to indicate. Oh my gosh, I hate this guy's face. Whatever. Alright. Alright. So, and I think the best way is just to do it really fast and sketchy. So this is how I like to draw in my sketchbook, just kind of. Okay. This is coming out here. Here's a cloud that should come down there. Okay, let's move this down a little bit. It should be leaning back a little bit. It's coming in. Okay. See, I went into too much detail there. I should have just kept continuing with the gesture first. Give him like this. What is he holding? That's too skinny to be like, could this be like a poleaxe? Let's do that. Okay, and then you're kind of in a place to start working on the rendering out. See, I didn't put the thing there. That's another option. Alright. You know what? I'm having fun, so let's just do a couple more quick ones. And then I'll call it wraps on the video. So some action line like this. Now usually I try to have more of a point to the video instead of just going off the cuff. And if this was too ridiculous, just let me know in the comments. If it wasn't helpful, let me know. Or if it was, that's also even better to hear. And I should put some music on here or something. I used to make music with propeller head reason and like chiptune stuff and stuff like that even. So that would be fun if I made my own soundtrack. When I don't know. I gotta raise the production value on this operation. Alright, enough ranting. So see here this time, making like the mantle area, like I think of that as one chunk, and this has to go down this way because there's the rib cage. So this is going to be a second chunk, but from here on down, your spine can do some pretty crazy stuff. So I don't know. I'm not going to get too crazy because honestly I want to get into foreshortening and stuff. It's definitely not my strong suit at this point, and beyond the scope of this video, as one might say. Anyways, because that's a whole deal. I mean, it's basically just drawing the shapes towards you, but then you have to understand like the cross section of the body really well. Kind of have practice drawing that, and I don't feel like making a fool of myself right this moment. Sometimes I do, but I'm cool. Like, okay, let's do a little foreshortening. Something like that, and then you'd think of the hand coming up. And I'm thinking maybe he's got like a fireball. So this hand should be doing something similar, because there's like... And his hair is just blowing in the wind. Oh my gosh, I just made this horrible. Whatever. Alright, no, that's awful. That's awful. Alright. So I'm going to draw the hand first since it's up here in the front. And let's work our way back. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but that would be like the top of that. Alright, whatever. That's cool. One thing that's nice to do when drawing the head is to find out where the forehead is. So this is a ridiculous proportion. And these feet look crazy. So this looks like all messed up. So I would move this over here. Let's see. This one should be, look, he's like that. So this can't, this hip has to be like way back here, or else he's going to fall on his butt. If it's fully supported on this one foot. But let's go ahead and do that actually. So this is the fun thing. Then you're like, alright, well that didn't work. Why didn't it work? And think about all these things. And I think that makes us get better at stuff. And then he's like, alright, let's do another foreshortening. Let's try it. So here's one circle there, but I'm just going to do the outside little things. And foot something. Oh, let's do the foot the way we do it. So it's like, or the way I said I should do it. Let me follow my own teachings. Something like that, wouldn't it be? Yeah. That actually looks aight. It's aight. Remember, this goes to here. This is underneath, so I'd shade that. Shade this. This is interesting, actually. These go down to here. Got our mannequin head. This goes to here and to here. Alright, cool. Let's go on to, I'll do two more. Alright, let's just do like a basic. So when the chest is puffed out, that means someone's leaning really far, kind of like back like that. This has got, anyways, whatever. So this is all going to be back like that. So draw the first shape, the shape of the chest like that. And so if it's really extreme, then the head will be like, the head will almost be coming straight out. No, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know, but it'll look a little shorter. The neck, I guess, is what I'm saying. Leave enough room for, see, I usually don't leave enough room for the clavicle. And that'll tilt up too a little bit. I have to give them big shoulders. So that's how you can, like, it's easy to adjust. And, like, you can do forearms like this. Okay, big forearms. Keeping in mind, so this is going to kind of curve up and this will curve more down. And you can do this two ways. You can either come down like that and have the legs coming out. I think both, and then give them like some robot underwear. Because the legs really start around here. So actually give them the robot underwear. And then you can come down here with the obliques. And then there's like some little jig-jaggy lines. You know, those things. If you watch Dragon Ball Z. I just caught up on Super finally. And I forgot that there was like, I can't just watch it all. I have to wait now. It's a terrible tragedy. Alright, so yeah, the forehead. I think I started saying something about that. Boom, I found the forehead. I don't know. Don't you just feel like it gives you, that makes the rest of the head easier to find? So if the forehead, like let's say I put the forehead like this, now I know the head's turned in this direction. And I can build everything around that forehead. I'm not sure why that works, but I learned that from a Mr. Chuck Pyle, who works at the Academy of Arts, and he was kind enough to correspond with me through email, and I learned some good stuff. But also he has videos on YouTube. If you search Chuck Pyle, his figure drawing, he just kind of goes around, people are doing live figure drawing, and he gives critiques of like, do this, and you can't really see him drawing so much, but you hear it well, and I learned a lot from that, so you should check it out. It's nice. Actually, I think you do see stuff sometimes. I don't really remember. I watched it a long time ago. I should rewatch it, because he actually has like from multiple different workshops, like more than one, and they're long videos, like almost an hour long, 45 minutes or something. So I should take advantage of that resource and watch all those videos. Because that one little tip was, you know, imagine how many other tips. There were other tips he said, but I forget. Oh, I think that there's always a change in direction when you get to a joint. Or like when Yeah, when you get to a joint. So that's how you tell that there's a joint there. Okay, how about we do one more, like more turned sideways. So more turned sideways, I would think of the chest like, okay, so I didn't follow my own advice. But one thing is you can draw like the whatever ways and then kind of use these to build that up. So okay, let's go ahead and do that. So maybe I'm draw the gesture like this. And he's like sword fighting a little rat. He's challenging it because it is a loathsome enemy, and he will not abide by its presence. He didn't curtsy. See, okay, I drew the forehead, but I made the head too big. So one of the things, see, this is not like, if the thing's leaning back, the head's still going to come out from the frontish area. So, alright, let's leave the head for later. Not feeling it right now. So let's do the mantle type way. So this is like a whole mantle like that. And then the arm will come out like this. Come down to about here, so that was too far. I made a video of like 4 ways to draw the gesture. So if you want an idea about gesture drawing, you haven't watched that, I think it would be helpful. Help me. That's pretty much all I do. I just share tips that helped me, and in the hopes that it'll help you too. Or if it doesn't help you, then that's good. That means you already got that stuff, and you're light years ahead of me. No. Okay, so remember this goes down. This goes like that. Alright, superhero underwear. Robot underwear. See how it transforms like that? This goes back like that. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? We got some round ones. Let's keep them in perspective so our vantage point somewhere. So let's keep this guy a little higher. That would be nice. Whatever, like that. So this one through. Okay. You know. We're not stressing. Okay. Remember, this one's going to go down like that, and this one's going to come up because the knee is pointing this way now. So you want to keep the front foot pointed at your opponent, at your enemy. Because that way when you twist, see the hips are going to twist like that. Actually, he could do it that way, I guess, but he'll probably twist the other way. But anyways, you want that to line up to your enemy for maximal power delivery. See, yeah, okay, anyways. Maybe there are other philosophies on that, but I think that's pretty universal. Alright, cool. So, let me know in the comments what happens to this Mouseketeer right here. And peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.